Welcome to the session on turbo machine. In the last class, we solved some problems on general analysis of turbo machine. In the last module, we discussed on general analysis of turbo machine. We discussed on power generating turbo machines. For axial turbines and radial turbines, we discussed what is the maximum utilization factor, what is meant by utilization factor, what is degree of reaction, what is the result of the discharge blade angle, what is the effect of blade discharge angle on degree of reaction and on energy transfer, and then what is the effect of blade discharge angle on utilization factor. And we also derived the Euler's turbine equation, alternative Euler's form of equation for turbines. And we discussed for power generating turbo machines. There are two topics actually in the module 2: power generating turbo machines and power absorbing turbo machines. Now we discussed on general analysis of power generating turbo machines. After completing the topics on hydraulic turbines and steam turbines, again we will go for module 2 and we discuss on power absorbing turbo machines. Okay, the next topic is hydraulic turbines. We are discussing on module 4. In the module 4, you are having the theory part on hydraulic turbines, where we are going to discuss on Pelton wheel, Francis turbine and Kaplan turbine. Okay, here the first topic is hydraulic machines. Hydraulic machines are defined as those machines which convert either hydraulic energy into mechanical energy or mechanical energy into hydraulic energy. If it is a hydraulic turbine such as Pelton wheel, Francis turbine or Kaplan turbine, these are the power producing machines which converts the hydraulic energy or the pressure energy and present in the water into mechanical energy. Hydraulic turbines. Hydraulic machine is a machine which converts either the hydraulic energy into mechanical energy or mechanical energy into hydraulic energy. If it is a hydraulic turbine, it converts hydraulic energy into mechanical energy. The example is Pelton wheel. If it is a hydraulic pump, if it is a centrifugal pump or a centrifugal compressor, it converts the mechanical energy into hydraulic energy. Hydraulic turbines are also called the water turbines, or the hydraulic machines which converts the water energy into mechanical energy. Hydraulic turbines are the machines which basically converts the energy which is present in the water into mechanical energy. The water energy may be either in the form of potential energy, as we find in dams, reservoirs, or in the form of kinetic energy in the flowing water. The shaft of the turbine, which rotates using this hydraulic energy, is directly coupled to the electric generator, and this generator converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy known as hydroelectric power. Okay, the classification of hydraulic turbines. The hydraulic turbines or water turbines are classified based on different categories. The first one is the action of water on the blades. Depending on how the action of water takes place on the blades, they are classified into impulse turbine and reaction turbine. What is meant by impulse turbine and reaction turbine we already studied in the first module. I had given the introduction to the impulse turbine. What is an impulse turbine? An impulse turbine is one in which both the pressure energy and the kinetic energy, only the kinetic energy is available at the inlet of the turbine. All the pressure energy which is present in the fluid, it may be steam, it may be water, it may be gas, whatever it may be, it completely converts into kinetic energy before it enters into the turbine. An impulse turbine is one in which only kinetic energy is available at the inlet of the turbine. In impulse turbine, the pressure of the flowing fluid over the runner is constant. Since all the pressure energy gets converted into kinetic energy in the nozzle itself, there is no change in pressure when the fluid is flowing over the turbine blades. Therefore, the pressure of the flowing fluid when it is moving over the runner blades, it remains constant and generally equals to an atmospheric pressure. All the available potential energy at the inlet will be completely converted into kinetic energy, which in turn utilized through a purely impulse effect to produce work. All the kinetic energy which is converted in the nozzle is utilized when it is flowing over the turbines and which produces impulse effect. Therefore, it is called impulse turbine. Okay. The available energy at the inlet of turbine is only kinetic energy. But the reaction turbine is totally different. There is no nozzle, or all the energy, potential energy doesn't get converted into kinetic energy at the inlet of the turbine itself. Only a partial amount, only a small amount of the potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy before fluid entering into the reaction turbine. Therefore, at the inlet of the reaction turbine, the energy available is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay, in reaction turbine, the turbine casing is filled with water and the water pressure changes during the flow through the rotor in addition to the kinetic energy from the nozzle or the fixed blades. These are the classifications of hydraulic turbines based on the action of water which takes place on the blades. The second classification is based on the direction of flow of fluid. Based on direction of flow of fluid, they are classified. Second classification of hydraulic turbine is based on the direction of the fluid flow through the runner. Based on the direction of the fluid, they are classified into tangential flow turbine, radial flow turbine, axial flow turbine and mixed flow turbine. Tangential flow turbine. In this type of turbine, the water strikes the runner along the tangential direction. What is a tangent? It is a line passing through a point on a circle, right? Here also, in tangential flow turbine, the water enters the turbine in the tangential direction to the turbine. These turbines are also known as peripheral flow turbines because the water enters at the periphery, at the circumference of the runner. Therefore, they are also called as peripheral flow turbines. The best example is Pelton wheel. Okay, next is radial flow turbine. We already discussed all this in the first module itself. Again, just I am giving one introduction, briefing the things. Radial flow turbines. What is a radial flow turbine? In this type of turbine, the water flows through the runner along the radial direction, nothing but at 90 degrees. In radial flow turbine, the water enters at 90 degrees to the axis of rotation of the turbines. Therefore, they are called radial turbines. The example is Francis turbine. An axial flow turbine is one in which the water flows through the runner along the axial directions, means parallel to the axis of rotation of the shaft. If the water enters parallel to the axis of rotation of the shaft, those type of turbines are called axial flow turbines. The example is Kaplan turbine. A mixed flow turbine is one in which the water enters radially and leaves axially. Okay, these are the classification based on the direction of flow of fluid through the runner. The next classification is based on the specific speed of the runner. Based on specific speed of the runner, they are classified into low specific speed turbines, medium specific speed turbines, and high specific speed turbines. Low specific speed turbines are those which works under usually high head in the range of 200 meters to 1700 meters, and they are also called high head turbines. And these high head turbines, since they work under high head, the pressure available at the inlet of the turbine is more, and hence the machines require very low discharge. These turbines have specific speed in the range of 10 to 30, means the specific speed of the turbine is around 10 to 30 for single jet. Means if the water is entering, water is made to flow through the turbine using a single nozzle or a single jet, and for double jet it is around 30 to 50. The best example is Pelton turbine. It works under very high head, where the head available at the inlet of the turbine is more. A medium specific speed turbine employs moderate heads. The head available at the inlet of the medium specific speed turbine is also medium, it is moderate. It ranges from 50 meter to 200 meter. They are also called medium head turbines, and the specific speed varies from 60 to 400. The best example is Francis turbine. The next classification is high specific speed turbines. They employ very low head. The pressure available at the inlet of the turbine is very less. It is around 2.5 meters to 50 meters. But they require very high discharge. And the specific speed varies from 300 to 1000. Okay. The next topic is the general layout of hydroelectric turbines. You can see here the water is stored in the dam or the reservoir. The first one, it is used to store huge quantity of water during the rainy season so that the same can be utilized throughout the year. The one more use of dam is the erection of the increase in the height. It increases the head available at the inlet of the turbine, so that high kinetic energy or the high head available at the inlet of the turbine, the dam or the reservoir. Sufficient water is stored at some height. The dam forms a large reservoir behind it. The height of the water level in the reservoir determines how much potential energy is stored in it. Means as the height of the dam increases, its head available at the inlet of the turbine also increases, and it also increases the potential energy, so that what type of turbine is to be used depends on the height of the dam. Okay. The second one is control gates. The function of the control gates is to control the flow of water into the turbine so that it can be the water. Control gates. The gates are provided here. The function of the control gate is to control the flow of water into the turbine through the penstock. When the control gate is fully open, the maximum amount of water flows through the penstocks. Then what is a penstock? Penstock is a large diameter pipe through which the water flows from dam into the turbines. Penstock is a large diameter pipe which is used to supply the water from dam to the turbine. The next topic is the turbine. What is the function of turbine? It converts the hydraulic energy present in the water into the kinetic energy, which is in turn coupled to the generator to produce, and the generator converts the mechanical energy which is produced in the turbine into the electrical energy. Okay, these are the basic components of a general hydroelectric power plant. The next is hydraulic heads. Gross head. It is the difference between the head race and the tail race level when there is no flow. As such, it is termed as static head and it is denoted by the letter as H. G. Here, gross head is nothing but the difference in the head between the head race and the tail race. It is the distance, it is the height measured from top level of the water in the reservoir and the tail race, where the water is discharged from the turbine. It is the vertical height measured between the head race and tail race. Effective head. It is the difference between the gross head and the head available at the inlet of the turbine. When the water is made to flow through the penstock, some energy will be lost due to the friction and other things, and the head available at the inlet of the turbine is always lesser than gross head. And this head which is available at the inlet of the turbine is called effective head. Gross head minus the head lost due to friction and other things is called the effective head. It is the head available at the inlet of the turbine is called the effective head. That's all for today. We will discuss in the next class.